Disney's Experiences division, which includes Walt Disney World, is the best performing part of the Walt Disney Company, but even with the theme parks carrying the company, I discovered 10 more venues at Walt Disney World that are just sitting abandoned today. This is Abandoned Walt Disney World Part 2, and it's coming up right now on Number 10. Just outside Animal Kingdom's main entrance, you'll find this abandoned gift shop. The Outpost Shop was your first and last chance to buy Animal Kingdom related merch like safari hats, African wood carvings, Disney toys, and Animal Kingdom logo items. It was outside the gates, so you didn't need a ticket to buy a souvenir. I have not seen it open in the past 5 years, but the Disney World website shows it's temporarily closed. I occasionally see a cast member come out, so it might be used for something internally. If you know what it's being used for, leave a comment. I mostly see confused guests walk around it thinking it might be a restroom. Number 9. All that's left of the Discovery riverboats at Disney's Animal Kingdom theme park are the covered buildings that once led to a very short-lived attraction. Well, technically it wasn't an attraction, and that in itself was the problem. When Animal Kingdom opened in April 1998, the Discovery riverboats were operating as water taxis to shuttle guests around the park. However, guests thought this was an actual ride, and long lines formed by eager guests wanting to go for a boat ride. I remember being there and thinking it was going to be similar to the Jungle Cruise in Magic Kingdom. Disney did everything it could to let people know this wasn't an attraction, even changing the name to Discovery Riverboat Water Taxi a few months later. In 1999, Disney decided to close the water taxis, but the docks are still there today. The Upcountry Landing Dock, located in the Asia section of the park, is now used for seating and special events. The dock in the former Safari Village, which is now known as Discovery Island, is often used for character meet and greets. I would love to see these boats come back one way or another. Number 8. If you stayed at Disney's Contemporary Resort, Disney's Wilderness Lodge, or Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort, you are likely familiar with Discovery Island, situated in the middle of Bay Lake. Water taxis pass by it all day long, and if you look carefully, you can still see some remnants of what this island used to be. It opened as Treasure Island in 1974, which was a little before my time, but it sounds awesome to me. Later, it was renamed Discovery Island, and in 1995, it became a small zoo where Disney charged admission. It closed in 1999, probably because Disney's Animal Kingdom Park had opened in 1998. Today, the island sits abandoned, with no plans for any future development. I'm told that most of the buildings and pathways are still there, but have become victims of natural decay. What would you like to see Disney do with this island? People have attempted to sneak onto the island over the years, but each of them have been caught and banned from Disney, so please do not attempt to tour this island. Number 7. At one time, guests could rent a variety of different boats from Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and any other resort located on Bay Lake and the Seven Seas Lagoon. While it's possible to rent a boat at Disney World, you can no longer do so from Fort Wilderness. At one time, you could rent pontoon boats, Boston Whalers, and my personal favorite, the Sea Racers, also known as water mouse or mice. Today, if you would like to rent a boat, you'll need to visit Disney's Contemporary Resort or Disney's Grand Floridian Resort, where pontoon boats are rented on a first-come, first-served basis. The Fort Wilderness Resort Marina is nearly abandoned today, only open to those with scheduled fishing charters. The boat slips sit empty except for a few service boats and, of course, water taxis to Magic Kingdom. Number 6. Port Orleans Resort launched in 1990. Bon Famille's Cafe served as its table service restaurant. After the 2001 merger with Dixie Landings, forming Port Orleans Riverside and French Quarter, Bon Famille's closed and never reopened. Named after Madame Bonfamille from Disney's 1973 film The Aristocats, it had children's menus with a coloring book detailing the restaurant's resort and backstory. On the menu, you'd find things like French onion soup and gumbo dishes. Today, the restaurant sits shuttered, the signage removed. Most guests today would have no idea an entire restaurant sits on the other side of these doors. I'm told by cast members that this space is used for special events, and it's also one of Disney's test kitchens where they create mock-ups of restaurants, train cast members, and come up with test menus. Number 5. The Amani Village Trader Shop in Epcot was set up at one time to look like an African street market with souvenirs for sale inside and outside the building. There were several sections here, mostly representing regions of Africa, where Disney hoped you would buy African toys and clothing, and even straight-up Disney merch like hats and t-shirts. The outpost was shuttered to make room for an exhibit during the Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival in 2018. Then, in 2023, Disney began removing much of the African artwork around the pavilion's exterior, claiming it was culturally insensitive. African masks and wood carvings hanging on the walls were replaced with posters, and a muralist was brought in to paint the roll-up doors, giving little hope that these doors will be opening anytime soon. Today, Amani Village is simply being used as storage. Number 4. Big River Grill and Brewing Works was once a bustling spot on Disney's Boardwalk. For years, it provided guests with a casual dining option, catering to conventioners who were staying at the Swan and Dolphin and Beach Club. Personally, I thought it was one of the worst restaurants in Disney World, so I don't miss it. The restaurant was owned by SPB Hospitality, which owns a nationwide chain of steakhouses like Logan Steakhouse and several microbreweries. The company filed for bankruptcy reorganization in June of 2020, and Big River Brewing didn't make the cut. In January 2024, the restaurant closed permanently to guests. Today, this abandoned restaurant sticks out like a sore thumb on the boardwalk, along with another seemingly abandoned idea, the Cake Bake Shop. This massive bakery was supposed to take over the space where ESPN Zone was once located, but it has been in a constant state of coming soon for many years now. Number 3. Many of you mentioned Aunt Polly's Dockside in the comments of my first abandoned video, so I was sure to include it in the sequel. Aunt Polly's was, at one time, a quick service restaurant on Tom Sawyer Island. It's a little out of the way, being accessible only by raft. Years ago, it was known for fried chicken and biscuits, but today it's listed as permanently closed on Google Maps, and it has been removed from the Disney World website. It has been known to operate seasonally during the busiest weeks at Walt Disney World, but I have not personally seen it opened in several years. Number 2. If you have ever walked through Disney's Polynesian Village Resort or passed by it on the monorail, you have certainly seen Tangaroa Terrace. It's a huge building that sits right in the heart of the resort and has been shuttered longer than it has been open. Over the years, it had numerous functions ranging from a buffet restaurant, a convention room, and even a childcare center called the Neverland Club, and later Lilo's Playhouse, which closed in 2018. That would be the last time anything happened here. But here's a fun fact, you can still go inside this building, sort of. It also serves as the hotel's laundry room. If anyone knows what this building is being used for today, please leave a comment. Number 1. The number one comment I received after making my first abandoned Disney video was that I needed to include the Stage 1 company store, also known as the Muppet Store. It was one of the go-to stores for all things Muppets, being located right at the exit of Muppet Vision 3D. The store once sold plush characters, Muppet-themed toys, figures, and t-shirts. Both inside and outside, fans could find a ton of Muppet signs and gags. Many of the exterior ones are still visible today. Inside, however, are all the retail racks and displays that have been removed, giving little hope that this store will make a comeback. Actually, we will be lucky if Muppet Vision 3D is still around in a few years, as Disney has announced plans for a Monsters Inc. themed roller coaster, and it could very well be built in this exact spot. Thanks for watching my video. My name is Darren from OrlandoParksGuy.com. What on this list do you miss the most? Did anything surprise you? Did I miss anything? I'll be in the comments and would love to know. And if you missed part 1 of my abandoned series, you can watch it by clicking the link coming up. I'll see you over there.